I'm Steve.
Hi, I'm Garrett.
Melissa.
Shelby. 65% of communication is based on nonverbal behaviors. Nonverbal behaviors include things such as eye contact, posture, vocal quality, and facial expression. Nonverbal behaviors follow social norms that the audience expects the speaker to express. If these nonverbal behaviors violate the social norms, listeners feel less favorable towards the speaker, according to the nonverbal expectancy theory. To observe this firsthand, I conducted 2 experiments to test the nonverbal expectancy theory. I had to first brainstorm 3 social norms for nonverbal behaviors for each of the nonverbal areas given, which were proxemics, vocal cues, artificial cues, and kinesthetics. Next, I chose 2 of the social norms I wanted to begin experimenting on. I formulated a procedure to violate a proxemics and artificial cue social norm with unexpected nonverbal behaviors. First, I tested the proxemics social norm by standing too close within my coworker's personal space and attempting to have a casual conversation with her at work last week. A social norm of the proxemics category can be violated by invading your audience's personal space. Proxemics or closeness is determined by intimacy. Personal space is determined by personal relationship. 2 co-workers' personal space towards each other would be a larger distance than 2 family members. When attempting to have a casual conversation with my coworker within her personal space, she began backing out of the conversation and being observably uncomfortable. I found in a 1998 webpage titled Communication, in other cultures, people stand closer together when communicating, such as Puerto Ricans. Also, if you back up, it's presumed to be rude. This social norm is one that is cultivated within the family or experiences growing up. For example, I like having my personal space, and I think that's because my parents taught me to like my personal space and respect other people's personal space. Next, I tested artificial social norms. All dressed up in my pink pajamas and slippers, I went for a trip to Publix to pick up some bread. An artificial cue social norm has been violated by not dressing in appropriate clothing for the audience or situation. Artificial cues are clothing or objects of nonverbal self-expression. With a more audience-centered point of view, what is deemed appropriate for the situation can be what the audience expects the speaker to wear. When I went to Publix yesterday in my pajamas, people looked at me strange and the cashier wouldn't make eye contact with me. My attire at Publix did not meet the expectations of the audience, and which included the customers and the employees. According to Steve and Susan Beebe, authors of Public Speaking, an Audience-Centered Approach, the audience and cultural expectations of the audience determine what is appropriate artificial cues. Violating this norm made me become a more audience-centered person. Self-expression is important. However, if you want to be taken seriously in a public setting, you should not violate what you think your audience is expecting you to wear. Audience expectations are violated when nonverbal behaviors do not satisfy social norms of communication. The results of my experiments found that if the speaker does not consider the audience's expectations, the audience favors the speaker less and may behave negatively. Proxemics and artificial cues are just 2 of the many nonverbal behaviors that we rely on to devise social meaning of communication. Any questions?